Alright, what's up, guys? This is my UFC 173 predictions. So, the main event is the Bantamweight Championship. Henan Barrow, the champ is Henan Barrow versus TJ Dillashaw. Also on the card, a big light heavyweight fight, Daniel Cormier versus Dan Henderson. Probably the winner is going to get the next title shot after Jones fights Gustafsson, I believe. And then the third big fight is a big welterweight fight with number one ranked Robbie Lawler versus number five ranked Jake Ellenberger, which I think is a very intriguing fight in the welterweight division. Um, we'll start with the Henan Barrow TJ Dillashaw fight. Henan Barrow is an 8-1 favorite in Vegas. Um, I I don't know if it should be that big of a favorite. I do think Henan Brow will win easy. I mean, I'm not sure if he finishes Dillashaw. Dillashaw has looked pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. He has great wrestling. His striking's looked very crisp. He's almost like transitioned into kind of like a Dominic Cruz, um, real in and out, quick on his feet, real elusive type of striker. To go along with the nice wrestling, great takedown defense, fast, athletic. Unfortunately, Henan Barrow is arguably pound for pound the best fighter in the world. John Jones, and Jose Aldo. The big thing about Hannah Morale, he trains day in and day out with Jose Aldo, the other guy who's up for, arguably the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Him and Aldo and Barral together with all those killers at Nova União, the training camp in Brazil, it's just a bunch of killers there. And, his fights in practice are tougher than any fight he sees in the UFC. He runs through everybody. Coming off of the finish of Uriah Faber, that was the second time beating Faber. And Dillashaw, I'd have to imagine, honestly, that Faber probably beats up Dillashaw in practice. Dillashaw might get his here or there, but if I put money on, I guarantee Faber beats Dillashaw. If they had to fight 100 times, 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, Faber beats Dillashaw. That being the case, Barrow ran through Faber. I don't see what Dillashaw can really bring to Barrow. He's not going to take Barrow down. I mean, he has a different striking style than Faber. This is a real quick, elusive style that maybe can give Brow trouble. But I'm going Brow. It's a 5 round fight. I think Brow will probably finishes him. I'm gonna go Brow by submission in the fourth round. Brow submission fourth round. Um, and then we'll go Daniel Cormier versus Dan Henderson. I think it's the number five, number six ranked light heavyweights. I think they're saying the winner probably gonna get the next title shot. I know Cormier said if he wins, he's gonna wait for the Jones Gustafsson winner. I think and I'm gonna say this right now. I don't. Henderson was getting beat up by Shogun. He ended up knocking Shogun out in that third round. I didn't think Henderson looked good in that fight. I thought Shogun looked really good, but Henderson caught him. That's the fight game. So Henderson won, deserves this fight. He's fighting very quick turnaround. I'm very, for getting rocked like he did, I'm surprised he's fighting this quick, but Henderson's up in age. I guess he wants to get these fights. So if anything, maybe that's going to be good too. He didn't start his camp real out of shape. He came in straight from a fight, so he's going to be on point. I do think, if I'm not mistaken, he's not going to be on TRT this fight, which is interesting because he's old and he was fighting on TRT for a while, and I know how TRT affects guys, especially that age. But that's Dan Henderson. He's a warrior. He's a killer. Anything can happen with that overhand right he has, the H bomb. Unfortunately, I think Cormier is one of the top 10 pound for pound best fighters in the world right now. I want to see the Cormier Jones fight probably more than any fight right now. I think it could be one of the best fights ever. Cormier is also like an 8-1 favorite in Vegas, but I see Cormier winning this fight pretty easily. Probably, I don't know if he finishes him, but probably by decision, or maybe he knocks him out. Maybe a TKO. I'm going Cormier TKO second round. And hopefully, and then Cormier says he'll wait and set up a Cormier Jones fight if Jones gets by Gustafsson, which I think Jones will get by Gustafsson. So yeah, I'm going Cormier TKO over Dan Henderson round two. And then an intriguing fight with Robbie Lawler, number one ranked welterweight, which I don't think he should be number one ranked welterweight, honestly. I think when GSP left, Lawler had a couple good wins, knocking out Koscheck, beating Rory McDonald, and then loses a close fight to Ellenberger, so they still have him ranked number one. Behind Ellenberger, I think it's a bit of a shady number, but uh, that being the case, he's there at number one. Ellenberger at number five. I think Robbie Lawler is plus 225 right now in Vegas. Ellenberger plus 185. I really like the value on Ellenberger at plus 185. I think Ellenberger is definitely going to win this fight. I really think so. I think if it's stand up, I think Ellenberger has more explosive power. Yes, Lawler is he likes to trade and likes to stand there and get crazy, but Ellenberger has that power to really put you out. And I think also Ellenberger, I think, is the better wrestler. He can win in a wrestling match. I like Ellenberger on the dog right now. I really like that line, probably more than any line on the card. And I'm going Ellenberger to beat Lawler right there. I think Lawler is a little overrated. Like I said, yes, he beat Josh Koscheck, but Josh Koscheck was on the down. He beat Rory McDonald in a close fight, but I think Rory fought again. I think Rory beats him 7 out of 10 times, honestly. And I don't think Lawler beats Tyron Woodley. I don't think Lawler beats Condit. Lawler already got knocked out by Nick Diaz, but for some reason he's number one right now. I think the UFC just likes him a lot right now. He's exciting. But I'm going with the dog and Ellenberger in that fight. I'm gonna go Ellenberger. 3 round fight. I'm gonna go Ellenberger by decision. I'm gonna go Ellenberger by decision in a fun fight. So I'm going Ellenberger by decision. I'm going Cormier by TKO in the second round, and I'm going Barral by submission in the fourth. Other notes on that card. The other two cards on the main card, I'm not too. I know Takeya Mizusaki's fighting. I know Jamie Varner's fighting. And then on the undercard, I'm excited to see that Michael Chiesa versus Chinaldo fight. I think it's the main event on the prelims. And then I love seeing Tony Ferguson fight. Tony Ferguson, I think, has some of the most potential in the lightweight division. He had that awesome fight with Michael Johnson and Tony Ferguson. That was a great fight. That was his last loss. And then Ferguson won that last fight against Mike Rio. I'm really excited to see Ferguson's future. But yeah, so that's my UFC 173 predictions. Fight is this Saturday night on pay-per-view. Tune in. Peace, one love, cheers.